Hi, Raghav.
Hey, so
Welcome to
good
360 Art Drops.
evening to you.
What did you say?
I said good evening to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good evening. Good morning to you. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I usually interview people who are in the US or UK. So I got confused. But you're in India with me, so. Um, so can you explain your journey to art and your journey to crypto art?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my journey to art and crypto art happened almost in 2 months' time. Like I got into making art in the month of August 2021,
Oh, wow.
and mhm, when I uh, during the pandemic, when I was just sitting at home, so I thought art could be a mode of meditation. So
Uh-huh.
I started creating as a mode of meditation, as a discipline. And soon I got to know about crypto art through one of my friend, and that's how I onboarded into uh, in crypto art in like another 2 months. As soon as I started making art here,
Nice. So
right?
what attracted you to the concept of combining your art with these blockchain technologies?
Uh, Reason being, you have a complete ownership of the artwork, unlike when we use the other platforms from the web 2 uh, artwork can be used by many other people, and there's no clear record whose artwork is which. uh, Unlike in the blockchain technology, you have the ownership of the artwork. It's literally like a document, like a contract where your name is there, and it will remain like that forever once you have your artwork stored in the IPFS or the interplanetary file system where all all of these documents are saved. So you have complete authority to it and you have complete ownership to it.
So you can sell it online, and then the actual original tangible piece, can you only sell that to the customer that has bought it through the IPS?
So yes, you can sell the artwork through the blockchain, where the original or the ownership of that artwork will be with the person who has purchased your art. But you can have many copies of it as well. You can, of course, sell it not on the blockchain again. You can never sell it again on the blockchain, but you can sell it on other platforms like Art Major and many other platforms where uh, artwork is normally sold.
Okay.
And yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
can you explain the basic concepts of the process of creating and selling crypto art versus traditional art? Like what's the big difference? It basically the IPS, I guess.
Yes.
Or-
First of all, it's because the information or the data, your artwork is also a data. It's stored in the IPFS, the interplanetary file system.
Okay.
So uh, there's complete there's complete information in that
Uh-huh.
document. It's that you are the owner of it. That's one very important thing about it. The other important thing is that uh, a real there are real art collectors, people who collect art as a lifestyle. For them, collectibles are a lifestyle, like buying, collecting cars, collecting, uh, these kind of stuff. So there are people who collect artwork as well. So there are very huge investors who invest in artwork because artwork is something that becomes more expensive with time. It has like some of the very old artworks are super expensive in millions of dollars. So
Oh,
artwork is so intelligent investors, they invest in artwork because it becomes more expensive with time. And because it's a contract that this artwork was the original piece has been purchased by this person, and that's in the record. And now the person who buys your artwork could also sell your artwork to another person. So for example, if Sachin Tendulkar purchased your artwork, uh, it would grow a lot in value. So it depends also on the collector who has collected your artwork. If it's a big, like a really celebrity or somebody in a big position who has purchased your artwork, that automatically becomes in US dollars like hundreds of thousands of US dollars, or it could be even millions of US dollars because because the value depends on who owns the artwork. Uh, so that's another important thing. So the point I wanted to say is that there are very massive investors in the Web3 technology. They themselves sometimes don't buy the artwork, but they have people who work for them who sit online and purchase these artworks because it's just their lifestyle, as I said. They just want to sit back and look at this art. It's just their lifestyle. You know,
uh-huh.
what they buy for like millions of dollars. Like the other day, I saw an artwork that was sold for very huge money, and the artwork was literally just a white piece of paper. It was nothing. It was just one white piece of paper. That was it.
My goodness.
But for the investor, uh, and it was one of my friend who actually sold that artwork. I remember it was Toti, one of my friend Toti,
Uh-huh.
who just made a paper. So there are people who believe that even on a blank piece of paper, there's art in it, and it was purchased for pretty big money. Yeah.
What are
So
the roles of all
that's
these? Sorry, go ahead.
hmm?
Go ahead. You were speaking.
So it's basically so it's basically the what the investor sees through his or her eyes, right?
Right,
Through her or his eyes. Uh, he could find the beauty or she could find beauty in literally everything, right? So
right.
that's where you literally come to understand, also come to a point of understanding that there's value in nothingness also because artwork was sold. It was just one white piece of paper, and I immediately as soon as I sold. Hmm?
That's insane. It's crazy.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
absolutely. So, yes, you come across such kind of people in the Web3 technology, in the blockchain technology. They just find value in literally everything. That's exactly what cryptocurrencies do, right? It's just something that you cannot even see. Like for this, at least there was this white paper, but uh, for cryptocurrency, it's literally like nothing. You cannot touch it. It's just numbers running on a screen, right?
right.
So there's value in nothing. That's something that we come to understand through this through what's happening at this moment. Yeah, like where this uh, where the economy of the this planet is heading towards. It's heading to a place where people are finding value in nothingness. Yeah.
What's the role of NFTs
It
in all of this?
well, NFT is part of the Web3 technology are part of the blockchain, you can say, because
Okay,
so usually uh, usually every data on the internet that we have is all stored in servers like Google or Microsoft. They have these places where the data is stored over there. Unlike, but um, when it comes to crypto, the data is stored. It's not a centralized system. It's a completely decentralized system. When we say decentralized, it means that uh, there's no particular one person who's handling the entire thing. It's all across the planet. It's many people like us who is controlling or or helping the growth of this technology. While if it's Google, it's just Google in their data in their server rooms. They would have server rooms, and it'll be all stored in one particular place. But when it comes to the decentralized system, it could be in Australia, it could be in Japan, it could be in Hong Kong, it could be in Singapore, it could be in India, it could be yeah, in Germany, it could be in London, it could be in Paris, it could be in anywhere in New York, anywhere. So this is how the decentralized system functions, because it's literally decentralizing the whole of economics. It's not that in a centralized system, it's a bank, that's who is controlling everything. They
Right,
can manipulate it the way they want. But when it comes to a decentralized system, you cannot manipulate it like a centralized system. Like a bank could literally do anything to anybody at any time. But a decentralized system is not like that, because it's not doesn't depend on you or me, or it doesn't depend on anyone. It's just functioning. It's decentralized.
right,
The control is not in anybody's hand. So this is the beauty of of decentralization, and that's what the real people who have a lot of money, they're looking for a decentralized system, because they don't need to be. They have so much money, but why should they be slaves of a bank? Because the bank has every control over like literally, they could freeze your accounts, they could do anything to it.
yeah,
But in a decentralized system, nobody can touch your assets. Your assets, your assets, and they will always be your assets, and you will be in full control of your assets. And nobody will have the key to your locker except you. You're the only one who has the key to your locker. Unlike unlike if you go in a centralized system, we have the key to the your locker is with the bank. The bank
yeah.
holds your money, but uh, but I can show you. So I'll show you my bank. Uh, so this is a technology.
Uh-huh.
It's something similar like a like a uh, USB.
USB.
It's
Yeah,
called it's called a ledger. Yeah, it's like a USB, right? So so this is the key to my bank. This is
right,
the key to my bank. Yeah, I have all my assets stored in the file system as numbers, and this is the key to it. Only with this can I enter my bank, and nobody in the world can enter the bank, because nobody knows how to unlock this, or what's the passwords and uh,
right,
the codes behind it. It's only me who knows it. There's no bank in the world who can do anything about it. And,
yeah,
I can be most like even if somebody steals this, or somebody takes this away from me, they will never be able to get control of my assets,
right,
because only I'm the sole owner. Yes. So this is the beauty of blockchain technology. So this is my bank. Can you believe everything that I do, everything that I earn is stored in the a file system. However,
right.
this key to it. If you can see it clearly, it's called a ledger.
Okay. So you talked a lot about
Mhm.
IPFS. How do we guarantee the authenticity and traceability of your assets that are in crypto?
You mean my the artwork?
No, like how do you guarantee your authenticity and traceability of your funds?
Of the funds, you mean assets
Your
like
crypto.
cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
Ah, so how do I know if it's mine?
No, I mean,
Is
you
that
mentioned IPFS. I mean, but how do you guarantee that nobody else messes with your funds?
okay? So there's always risk in any industry, whatever it may be, even in the normal centralized banking system. There's a lot of fraud and a lot of scams and a lot of hackers. The same way in the decentralized system, there are so many exactly the same way. Uh, Now, the difference between centralized and decentralized is that people are used to the centralized system, so they know that they can be they can be targeted by highly intelligent individuals to uh, to erase everything from bank accounts and stuff like that.
Uh,
And in the decentralized system as well, it exists. Now, the problem with decentralized system is that it's a new technology, right? It's absolutely new. So people are not aware that this is possible. It's that literally people, hackers, scammers can literally take assets out of your um, out of your
account.
storage, right?
Okay.
So people need account, yes, or your address. It's stored in an address.
Okay.
So people are vulnerable, fall for some kind of requests by scammers who are there on the internet, like normal. It could be on Facebook, it could be on Instagram, it could be on Reddit or anywhere, like literally saying like, hey, you can click on my link, you can open my PDF file, you can open my video, you can open my images. Literally, any computer or device can be hacked simply with a PDF file, with just a
People
simple
should
PDF
not
file,
be
like a letter.
sharing their informations online.
Yes, of course, yes. And most importantly, you need to have a separate device. You need to have a separate device when you handle your banking stuff uh, 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 compared to your other stuff. So, for example, this is the laptop that I'm having over here right now. For example, right? It's just you see, it's oh, I can't. Maybe, yeah, there is a link. So, okay. So, so this is my laptop.
It's not coming out. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, this is my laptop.
It's okay. You don't
Uh-huh.
have to show us that. It's coming out really
Yeah,
blurry.
yeah, I saw that because I think it has that filter, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
probably.
So that's the computer where that's a computer where I do all my normal stuff. But I have a computer here, uh, my small Apple uh, 13-inch, very small laptop,
Uh-huh.
Apple laptop, because Apple is very good when it comes to security.
Right.
It doesn't connect to anything. It doesn't connect to anything. It's completely disconnected from everything that you can see on the internet. So there's nothing that I use on it. There's nothing that I don't watch videos.
Right.
I don't log into anything. I don't do anything on it except for the safety of the assets that we hold.
Right.
So this is very important. It's always better to invest in a separate device where you will not connect to literally anything, because you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars by
Right.
just investing $1,000 on a laptop,
Right.
or using laptop for
I
everything. And
yeah.
right. exactly. So this is how it is. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
how do you address this volatility, the value and perception of this volatility that goes on in the crypto
Hmm.
market?
Okay. So what I've understood is that there's always a panic in the market. People are afraid. There are very few people like not afraid who can understand, know the human psychology, that it's just panicking. And it's because of panic that all this up and down happens all of us. Just like that, something can drop from like $50,000 all the way to like 20,000 or $15,000 in literally no time. That is massive, right? So how does that happen? That happens because human uh, psychology, human mind, the human brain is panicking, and they don't want to go through that pain, so they sometimes dump the assets that they have. So it's
Mhm.
only when dumping of assets happen, that means when do you dump something? When it has no more value. So 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 when people dump, what happens? There's no demand for it because people just want to sell it out. So when you want to sell it out, just like that, the value reduces of a product. But
Uh-huh.
when many people want to buy it, when the buyers are more, that means there is a demand for it. When there's demand for it, what happens to the product, to the value of the product? The value of the product increases. So uh, you just have to know that this is going to happen with human psychology, with human brains, with human emotions. They're going to be like that, but it doesn't determine the life of cryptocurrency. It's devoid of all these fluctuations. It's just human. It's the human in the end of the day.
Right.
Hmm.
What are before we go on to some other questions, where can we listen and purchase to all your crypto art and your updated art?
Hmm. Currently, I have my artwork on Foundation, and
Uh-huh.
that's the only place where its name is foundation.app, app.
Okay.
Foundation.app. Have my artwork on foundation.app.
Is
And
it connected with music or
hmm,
you connect it with music or
if I can connect it with music,
yeah, do you have it connected with music or
well, no, just art.
okay.
Just digital artwork.
And like your style, how has it evolved over the years, like from when you started
Mm,
to now?
yes, it's evolved a lot because as I told you, I started as a meditation process where I just found an activity to do when I was sitting at home. I found it like a discipline because over the years I've been uh, practicing some other arts. So when everything shut down, then it was just time at home. So this was something that I could do sitting somewhere, correct? So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so about the evolution of art. So I've always been inspired by the mm, the symmetry of artwork. So that's what actually brought me to artwork, because I love uh, I love how the evolution of of objects or anything, but in a symmetrical manner. It always happens. I mean, all throughout nature, we experience and we see that it is all like that, from right
Yeah.
from the tiniest part all the way to the vastness of the cosmos. So uh, this symmetry, or this beauty of this uh, multiplication of the same small things to from the micro. or beyond, below the micro, all the way to the macro and beyond, where it never ends, right? So this is what uh, has always inspired me. So
So
I've
you're
always
really into
created
sacred
artwork.
geometry as well?
Yes, sacred geometry and uh, and uh, yeah, fractals, basically fractals, right? Fractals. So I started making artwork. I initially started with fractals because I am not a born artist. I do not have the talent to make art. I do not know how to draw. I do not know how to paint. Uh, I've been very good with colors. I really love colors, but I don't have the ability. My hands don't do
Work
what
out.
my
Yeah,
head is trying to. Mhm.
I I
Yes.
understand
Uh,
you sort of that way.
yeah. So I use basically I used digital technology. I use technology because I completely believe in technology. It's not just about being spiritual, but it's also being about uh, technologically savvy. We need both hand in hand. For a complete balance, we need both. So it's like, it's not that you just keep consuming salt, or it's not just you keep consuming sugar. So you need a balance of both. It's highly important. You can't just be in the cold all the time. You need warmth, and you can have a little bit of cold as well. In the same manner, uh, I use technology to my advantage, create artwork through technology, because I could command these things to do what I was attempting to do, or trying to do, or telling it to do, and it would do it for me. So this is the beauty of technology, and this is how I've been doing. And the evolution of the artwork, it has evolved from fractal artwork that I was creating initially to videos. I started making videos on some 3D softwares.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it's not a very long time. It's just been like now close to 1.5 years, close to 2 years.
Uh-huh.
So I moved from making fractal artwork to making videos right now. So I can make, these days I also make like visualizations and like 10 second, 5 second videos, like
Oh,
loops of
nice.
videos. Mhm.
How do
Yeah, so
you,
that's all where I have.
it's all what?
Mhm. Oh, that's all where I have reached. But the fun fact, the beautiful fact is that art is, as I said, is depends on who's seeing it,
Right,
who
it's very
finds the beauty in
subjective.
it. It does, absolutely. It does. As I said in the beginning, my friend, he sold a he sold a blank piece of paper, just a white paper, for big money.
Yeah, I
So
found
it's
that
the
astounding.
the
It's
Mhm,
astounding.
correct. So
So how do
absolutely,
you
and
approach
art is too vast.
artists too?
Mhm.
Wild,
Too vast.
vast.
It's too
Okay.
it's too vast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
How do you
Yeah.
approach pricing
And,
your particular pieces?
mhm. Right. So when it comes to pricing, uh, yeah, I would literally price it depending on mm, what worth I feel it is. Right. There's worthiness in everything, even on that blank paper.
Uh-huh.
So yes, so everything is worthy. You can literally sell your
But
piece
how
of
do you know like
artwork
how much worth
if you.
that you're gonna put in, to your first pieces and now that you've evolved? You know, how do you
Mhm.
approach it?
Right. So it depends on the market. It completely depends on the market. When you look at it from a business standpoint, you got to look at the market when you price it. So this is the time when markets are really down after the pandemic and after some heavy financial, a lot of um, um,
Volatility.
a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes. Uh, so because of all these reasons, there's not a lot of people who have a lot of money at this moment uh, because there are massive investors who have invested huge amount of money and they all came tumbling down because markets came down. So they don't have a lot of money to invest like how they could, right? So you will have to price. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to price, but uh, you can know the market, like what the situation of the market is, and you can price your uh, artwork depending on the situation of the market. So if it's a condition where everybody is you're hosting your own exhibition and you have only billionaires there, only billionaires at your exhibition, you can't price it at $1,000 because that's not what they're looking at. They won't look at anything less than probably uh, not less than 10 or $20 million. They won't look at
Right.
anything less than that. It's so you will have to price according to the market, who's around you, and uh, um, and of course the situation of the market. Yes, the situation of the market and who's around you, who's selling it.
So
This is what it totally depends on. Like,
yeah, so you have to just kind of gather what's the information around you in order to price it.
correct. You
You
have
said, huh?
you have to dwell into the environment. You have to be
Right.
be that environment. You should be the provider. You should behave depending on how the environment is behaving. Like know it
How do you how do you tap into those type of environments on there? Do you have any advice?
on how to meet clients, you mean?
No, how do you tap into those specific environments? I mean, clients
Hmm,
also, but how do you find the full, like the range where it's like more than one client?
right. So because everything is it's not uniform, right? There's different people with very different standards and outlook and approach when it comes to anything. So there are uh, once you start hitting the right kind of clients, then you're going to only hit the right kind of clients.
Um,
So first the most first important thing is you get to a benchmark like like the kind of clients that you want to work with, right? So all you got to, once you strike one person who is um, of a particular standard, then everybody you meet will automatically be of that standard. That's the beauty about everything. Literally, it's like that. Your things just start to change out of nowhere when you meet the right kind of people.
right.
Life changes. Mhm. Life changes completely.
So,
Yeah.
my last question to wrap up the interview is, what was the most memorable experiences that you've had, um, on your journey in just art or crypto art? Anything you want to share with us, before we get off?
Hmm. Uh, well, the most valuable thing that I have received is very uh,
important people. I I have made uh it evolved myself, meeting the right kind of people. Evolution happened through it. So
Um,
what I really the value that I received from this is evolution. Uh, if I never met these people, I would be sitting in that same uh, never knowing like the vastness of business and the vastness of this industry and about many things. But once when you start to meet the right people, the people of the kind of class that you will resonate with, your energy resonates with.
um,
And when you start, then you see that you meet one by one is going to be the same kind of people, like directors of companies, CEOs of companies, and founders and co-founders. They will become your environment, and that's your success. I mean, success. Yes, it's getting there. It's getting there. You know, sometimes you could have it in your first strike. You could just have all the founders and CEOs and directors of multi-billion-dollar companies purchasing your artwork and things like this, right? But once that happens, then everything and everybody you meet will all be in that circle, because there is a circle for all of these things are like that. And it just starts evolving more and more. And you'll see that opportunities just pop in every day, like new, strong, powerful opportunities that that sh- proves that gives you the um, mm, confidence that you will get to where you want to.
okay, is there anything else that you wanted to share, advice or?
Uh, Advice. Well, yes. Uh, have a vision and don't take your eyes off your vision.
Um,
O-
yeah,
Only,
stay focused on the goal and carry it through.
only uh, the sub part of it. Yes, have a vision, a realistic vision. Have a goal,
Um,
a realistic, a goal that can be achieved.
right.
And to achieve this goal, then keep the next realistic goal. It's important to have realistic goals or visions that you can manifest. It it's not that make somebody makes unrealistic goals. Like some things are unrealistic. You
Yeah, I
just can't.
understand.
Mhm.
Well,
So
I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on to 360 Art Drops with the Z. And if you like and share our subscribe our contact, we'd love to
absolutely.
have you. And what's your link again on Foundation app?
Yes, on foundation.apps app.
Okay,
Foundation.app. And my name is Vidhu. Vidhu.
perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And we'll hope to have you on here again. And
Mm-hmm.
I really feel blessed that we were able to make a connection.
100%.
Much
We
love.
have
Uh,
same to you.
yeah, and we'll have you on again, okay?
Certainly. I'm always willing to help.
Much
Thank
love.
you, Sophia.
Thank you, Raghav.